why hybrid? And what is hybrid athlete training? The way that I view hybrid athlete training, the way that I've approached hybrid athlete training, it is the combination and incorporation of endurance training, in my case, primarily running, and strength training, resistance training, the combination of those two. Now, there is pushback. There is criticism. For some reason, when the word hybrid athlete is used in the fitness space, it is widely accepted by many, but there are the few loud that hate the term hybrid athlete training because the argument is that it is just fitness. It is athletics. It is for the athlete. It is functional. And you know what? You're correct. Hybrid athlete training is just that. It is the way that fitness should be approached, in my opinion, with the incorporation of cardiovascular conditioning, aerobic conditioning, and strength training or resistance training. And there's a reason, because both have very important outcomes for health span, for lifespan, for your VO2 max, muscle development, metabolic support, hormone support, just being overall healthy and functional. Every training program should incorporate some type of cardiovascular conditioning and strength training. That is hybrid athlete training. That is just being fit. That is being athletic. So for the people who argue that the term hybrid athlete training should not be used because it just describes the way fitness was intended to be, you know what? I kind of agree with you. But I like referring to it as hybrid athlete training because it sounds cool and I dig it and I love it. So I'm going to keep doing that. But you choose. If you want to just call it fitness, if you want to call it hybrid athlete training, do whatever your heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit is calling you to call it. But I believe it's become so popular these last couple years. I mean, when I saw it really submerging or emerging into the fitness space, I guess it was probably 2019, 2020, when the hybrid athlete training model started to really grow, expand, and develop. And I think it's because there was this norm that has been accepted the past 2 decades plus in the fitness industry, fitness space, where people said that if you lifted weights and your focus was putting on size and strength, that you could not run, and that running would destroy all of your gains that you were making in the gym, and vice versa. People who are actively running, trying to run faster, 5Ks, half marathons, full marathons, ultra, they were against strength training because it was viewed that strength training and putting on size and developing power through resistance training was going to slow you down as an endurance athlete. This was widely accepted in the norm for a long period of time. But as more research was conducted and studies were published, and then people just went out and did it on their own and experienced the benefits, side effects, some consequences of incorporating both conditioning from an aerobic perspective and then strength training. I think a lot of people realized, oh, you can do both and you should do both. And by being able to do both, it makes you more fit, healthier, more functional, and one doesn't necessarily take away from the other. So there's a lot of reasons to train in this hybrid athlete training approach. In my case, like I said, it is the combination of endurance, primarily being running. And throughout this episode, I'm going to be referring to running as the source of truth for endurance training that I'm referring to. And then lifting weights, throwing weights around. And the approach that I'm going to be talking about here is from a strength and hypertrophy perspective. Strength being these multi-joint compound movements, trying to get stronger with lower rep ranges, greater weights, bigger weights, getting stronger, getting bigger, bodybuilding, powerlifting, just slinging iron around in a weight room. I'm torn in my life between being a bodybuilder and being a marathon athlete. I love both approaches and styles of training so much that I can't choose one. I can't. I love them both equally. I'm stuck in the middle for this love of both styles of training, and that's what's landed me in this hybrid athlete model.